Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. It is 7:30, so I will do my little intro while the rest of you guys get on, get a drink, all of that jazz. It's my April 2024 online card class, and we are doing the Filled with Happiness. Sorry, there's like a little bit of a glare on there, but this stamp set is super fun. I'm not gonna lie, I almost want to cut the miss you off of the hello, just because like I want to say hello to people, but I don't know that I always want to say miss you. Have you guys ever cut your stamps? It makes my heart go crazy, and I'm scared, but it's okay. You can do that. You can do whatever you want with your stamps, right? So that is an option. I actually didn't use the hello or the congratulations. You could always use one of those on like the inside of any of the greetings, but those were two of them that I didn't use, but we used the rest of the images. So if you are getting on, then give me a hello. Let me know your state or your weather or anything like that, and just let me know if you can hear me and if all is good. I'll start. I am Laura Burkett with LaurasStampPad, and I've been a demonstrator for 20 years now. Last Friday was my 20th anniversary. So exciting. I had so much fun. I had an anniversary stamp class this week, and we toasted with sparkling apple cider. Oh, we're so crazy. But yeah, I'm not like, I didn't want to like have champagne or anything like that and have everybody have to drive home. So hi, Shelly. You have this, you have cut a stamp set before. Well, I'm so proud of you. I know it's kind of difficult to do, but sometimes you just need to do it. I've definitely done it. I want to say the last one that I did was like a Christmas stamp set, because I wanted like the Merry Christmas, but not the other greeting. Or actually, I remember what it was. It said, "And Happy New Year." And I cut the "and" off because I just wanted it to say Happy New Year. I didn't want "and Happy New Year." I just wanted the New Year. So, you live in Georgia and it's sunny. I'm so jealous. It was cloudy and a lot of rain today. If you're following me on Facebook, you'll see my wet dog photo. And by wet dog, I mean me. We got caught in the rain, me and my daughter, when we went on our after lunch walk. So, hi, Mavis from North Carolina. Well, look at all of you guys down south. I'm assuming that it was probably sunny in North Carolina if it was sunny in Georgia. So all my Midwesters, yeah, it was raining today. Boo. But anyway, so we're doing the Filled with Happiness card class with the coordinating punch, which is the modern oval punch. I know that this has been on back order for a long time, and then it came back and it was back for like 48 hours, and then now it's gone again, but it's supposed to be back again in May. So stay tuned on that. If you want a little reminder for when this is coming back, let me know in the comments, and I can always reach out to you when it does come back. So can't wait. This is a fabulous punch. It coordinates with this stamp set, but it's really just a really good punch as it is, like whether it's this stamp set or a different one. And I'll show you a couple of cards that we're doing. Like you could use it with any stamp set. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So if you have one of the card packets, which I will let you know, normally I'm sold out of card packets by the time the class happens. You'll check the link in the description, and I have a link for 2 more kits. So I have 2 kits left as of right before this class. So if you want one of these card kits, then just go ahead and click on that link, fill out the Google form, and I'll get this sent out to you this week. So I do have the option to, of course, you can watch for free, but the option to get the pre-cut card kit with all the supplies and everything. All you have to do is stamp right along with me. There's also the option to go to my Etsy store. You can see the link down below, LaurasStampPad.etsy.com, and you can get the PDF tutorial And that will give you all the measurements, color photos, step-by-step instructions, and all the details. And so you can go to my Etsy shop and download that. It is instant download, so you can go snag that really quick if you wanted to follow along with that as we go along. So if you have the card kit, though, go ahead and get out the one that is Pool Party. Can you guys believe this is Pool Party? Doesn't it look really green? And I think of Pool Party as being very blue, like, you know, like a bluey teal color, but it just looks so green in this. I feel like my lighting is very, I don't know. It looks better, I guess, on my phone than it does on my computer. So maybe it's just my computer that looks like that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started by folding our card base in half. Of course, our card base is a half a sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I have our designer paper. The designer paper that I use for all of these comes from the Lighter Than Air designer paper. I wasn't a huge fan of the hot air balloons, but I love this paper. It's just so gorgeous. I love the pastels, the fun colors. Technically, you could do this card with lots of purple, like that. Or you could do it with that Pool Party. Just to be different, I might actually do this second card like that. So these are offset. So there's really just like a little square out of each corner that's not going to be like overlapped. But all of these layers go on flat. None of these have dimensionals. Ooh, I think I want my scallops to scallop down rather than up. So I'm just going to stick those two together. And then this is going to go right on our card front. And then we also have a piece of white. You can do different things with this. So you could leave it plain, like you could leave it squared off like that, and it would look like that. You could also do banner tips like this, which you can always use the banner triple punch and just slide it in there. Another tip, if you don't have that punch, you can, well, I'm going to show you on a scrap piece because I was going to do a different one for this card. But to get banner tips, my tip for that is to cut straight up in the center and then cut diagonally from that corner to that center cut line. Just like that. And that helps. Sometimes I feel like if I just did the angles, then like, you know, you're kind of like going like this, and then you're going like this, and your banner tips aren't level. Hi, buddy. You say night-night to everybody. Night-night, Abby. Aww. Night-night, boo. I love you. You're welcome. Hi, Colleen. You love Pool Party too, Shelly? I do too. Pool Party is like my favorite. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like Pool Party-ish colors all over my stamp room. I have them like up there in decorations. I have like one accent wall in Pool Party. Love it. So anyway, yeah. Instead of just cutting and like winging it, I like to cut straight up in the center and then cut into that point. So there's a little tip for that. Another option that you can do for this card is angles. So like I'm just going to angle like this, and then I'm going to angle the other one. And if you're, again, afraid that your angle is going to be like one is like this and one is like that, then the other thing is take that first angle that you cut and line it up there on the end, and then follow that design or that piece of paper. So follow that. Now we have two of the same triangles, and now our angles are the same. And that is what I'm going to use for this card. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my card front. You're getting the rain now too, Colleen. Ooh, this nice little line makes me line up that. Ooh, and here I still messed it up. I was like, that line's going to be perfect for lining this up. And then I still got it a little off there, but that's okay. So there you go. Yeah, Alex, normally he goes down at 7. We're a little bit late because we were just hanging out and they were playing some sort of new video game thing. So Alex got a later bath time, but normally he's in bed by the time I get on live. I'm sure you guys will see Claire later too. So now we're just going to take a scrap piece and we're stamping the Just a Note in fresh freesia. And then we will punch it out with that oval punch. When it comes to punching, normally I like to stamp first and then punch second. That way I can line it up. I like to hold my punches upside down and I hold them with one hand, guide the paper in with the other hand, and then like close it enough to let go, but not enough to actually punch it. And then I can use both hands to punch. And then that way your image is nicely centered in the punch. Because I always say that you can punch crooked. Let's see, wait, how do I say that? It's easier to punch crooked than it is to stamp straight. Because if I went ahead and punched it out first, then I would have had to try to stamp straight on that punched image. But I can stamp crooked and punch straight and have it lined up nice and perfectly. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I have to punch first, you know, depending on what the project is and stuff like that. But normally I like to, I don't know, this one, because of those arrows, I feel like I want to, or the angles, I want to do it centered. And then I think I'll put my jewels on differently. So instead of doing the jewels like 1, 2, 3, like big and then 2 small, then I think I'm just going to like do like maybe 1 over there. I don't know. I might actually just do 2. Like 1 over there and 1 there. That one, this one needs to come in. Oh, my putty is no longer sticky. So we're just going to pull that off and rotate this just a hair because it'll come out. Come on. It'll be out good for like the next one for sure. There we go. In a little bit. There we go. Super cute. And then that leftover piece is this one. And I cut mine in half just to do 2 little separate pieces on to my inside of my card to match it. So this one I think I'm going to do like a little funky. I'm going to do that one like off to the right and that one off to the left. And then we'll add this to the card front. So here you get to see another variation of this same card since I did this like totally different than the original sample. And this inside white piece just measures 4 by 5 1/4. So let me know which one you guys like. Do you like the freesia scallops or the pool party starbursts? And then, I mean, there's so many different aspects to this one. Because then there's also the banner tips or the angles and the centered versus, yeah, all of it is different. Super fun. And then this one I just did like that. But I don't know, this one I did off to the sides to really make it fun. Hi, Denise. Happy Friday. I'm glad you liked that tip about making banner tips. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, let me know which one you guys like better. This is card number 1. I really don't know what to do to stamp on the envelope. Like, I wish I could do just that little starburst, but like, that would be kind of hard. I guess you could do like just the You're Wonderful. That would be kind of fun. On like the bottom. Now that's cute. I did just the You're Wonderful. Super, super cute. You like the freesia scallops better? Yeah, super cute. Love it. Okay, that is card number 1. And I think we're done with the freesia, so I'm covering that one up before something bad happens. And then if you have your card packet, the next one we're doing is the one in Flirty Flamingo. So that is this card here. This one is one that you can see I used that punch, but you could use it with any sort of greeting here in the center or any sort of image for that matter. Because I just used the punch regularly, and then I'm going to show you how I did this fun layering effect. One punch, and yet you get that fun layered look. So I'm actually going to move the stamp out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and fold that Flirty Flamingo cardstock in half using our bone folder for that nice strong crease. And then I'm adding, isn't this paper just absolutely stunning? See, I love it. It's really cute, but like I didn't really care for like the stamp set and everything. Like, I don't know, it just didn't grab my attention as much as just the general paper did. So I love the paper. I've gone through a lot of the paper, but I just didn't get that, the coordinating products with the stamp set and dies. I even got the ribbon. I love the ribbon. I love the jewels. I just love pastels. I mean, I love bright colors, but like this all came out in January and I was like, oh, can't wait. Oh, I was going to go ahead and add that. First, now after that we've added these two pieces together, then I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around. So I kind of started with the end like up here, and then I'm going to wrap it around and sort of angle each time. So I made like an X, and then now I'm going to go in the middle of that X and come up to the center here. And then now I can tie my knot. I'm not even going to try to do a bow. I didn't actually leave. I mean, very small. I might be able to get a bow in there if I really tried. There might be enough. Pulling tight without having the loops come through is the trick. Ooh, or having it like fray on me. Maybe I should kind of fray the other one, just so they look the same. There we go. So then I kind of have that fun like zigzag pattern. On the back, it's going to look like this, which you could have this be on the front and the zigzags be on the back. But you can see how it's got that like kind of fun zigzag pattern. And then I'm going to add this to the card front with dimensionals. You guys know me and my love for dimensionals. I will say I just did like the 4 corners. You could always do like the ends if you really wanted to. You know I do. I'm a dimensional overuser, but I didn't do the center because I actually did the greeting popped up on dimensionals. And so rather than having it like double dimensionaled, I decided to leave it flat, and then it kind of lays flat because this is going to sink in and those dimensionals are going to pop. So there's that. Not sure why I have 2 of these, but we'll add this to that white piece for the inside. Smidge too long, so we're just going to trim that off. And add this to the inside. And then we don't need that. Oh, you know what I did is I added this to the envelope. Again, it's one of those like leftover pieces that I'm like, what do you do with it? I don't know if this would mail perfect or if that's going to come off in the mail. I'm not really sure. But I still thought it was super cute. So if you didn't mail it, it would be super cute. If you do mail it, it just might not be there whenever it shows up. I don't really know. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I layered this greeting. And my packet, I need 2 scallops, not 1. So I have 2 scallops, and then I also have my white. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my thanks. So this might be one of those times that I might wing it and punch first, because if I stamp, I don't want to be too close to the edge of my white cardstock, but I also don't want to like waste a ton of cardstock. So I would like punch out on the edge. And then since my greeting is like smaller than, like it doesn't need to like fit perfectly in there and I can see it, then it's easier for me to line it up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to add some adhesive to the left and right side. And then I can do as much or as little as I want showing. And then press down on that adhesive that's there. Flip it over. And do the same. A lot of times I see people like hold it in the air. And whenever I hold it in the air, I feel like my fingers are like covering up more than I want to cover up. And I feel like it like might go crooked. So I like to like leave it down and then line it up and then just press over that adhesive rather than holding both of them in the air. And then this one is going to stay the same. I'm not cutting that one in half, but I'm doing this one like up and down versus side to side. So then you get that fun layered look. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive back here. I'm actually going to like line this up straight up and down with this line. There we go. Oh, I'm off. Maybe the lining it up didn't really help. There we go. That one's better. And then I added this, like I said, with dimensionals. And I kind of placed my dimensionals over the overlap here, just to help secure that piece on. You certainly probably don't need this many dimensionals, but I'm a dimensional overuser. I know I am. And then I added this to the center of the card. And then you can add a few of those rainbow dots. Let's see. I don't know which ones I want to use. I almost think I'm going to go... See, look, it came out more now. I'm going to maybe use... why is this decision so hard? Maybe I'll use different colors. There we go. So there is card number 2. Do you guys like the multicolored ones or the same colors? I don't know. The multicolor really like pops and catches your eye, but yet it also kind of looks, I don't know. I want to say messy, but like, oh, there's like candy stripe, like card or, you know, colors everywhere. But I do kind of like the bow definitely adds more, and then the accidental frayed ribbon. As I was pulling it tight, you can see that it kind of came undone. But I just did a knot in my original versus the bow. So you could always add the bow if you want. And then the inside. And then the coordinating envelope. That is card number 2. Card number 1. Let me know your favorite so far. And card number 3 is going to be the Azure Afternoon card. And that is this one with that fun coloring. Let me know, do you think that these are lemons or oranges? Because they could go either way. I know lemons are a little bit more oblong. So I feel like these are more oranges, but I also really like the lemon look. And I didn't want to color them orange since I decided to use the Lemon Lolly paper. So I kind of wanted to stick with the yellow tones and the blues and yellows. I love blue and yellow together. So go ahead and fold your Azure Afternoon card base in half. And then we're going to add that beautiful Lemon Lolly card or designer paper. Again, that's from the Lighter Than Air. It is retiring at the end of the month. So you definitely want to snag like 5 packs. That's what I would recommend at least. Because it's just so fabulous. And then this other little strip is going to go on the inside. This little strip is like the leftover piece whenever you cut it. So this piece measures 4 by 5 1/4, and this is that other 3/4 of an inch on the end. 5 1/4 plus 3/4 is 6 by 6. So I always figure, why not use that little piece? Because I'm not going to use it for another project, so there's no need to save it. Let's just be honest. And I don't want to throw it away because it's beautiful paper, and I can't throw it away. So I decorate the inside of my card with that. Again, you could always decorate the envelope with that little piece too. Okay, so then we have this piece of Azure Afternoon that's going to go on the front. And this piece is our white piece. And I'm going to stamp the, It's a Good Day. I was going to say have a good day. It's a Good Day and the lemons in Memento Black ink. You're loving the bow too? Yeah, I really feel like that bow is super cute. Difficult, but super cute. Okay, and then what I did is I stamped another one of these onto a piece of scrap. And then we will then punch out, because the punch doesn't do the whole greeting. The punch only does the lemons/oranges. And I can't slide it in completely because my scrap is like holding me back. And through the magic of television, I went ahead and colored that already so that you guys didn't have to watch me do that. I didn't do anything fun or fancy. I will say, so I used the light and the dark of Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green. And I did the 3 lemons in dark daffodil, and then I did these little flowers in the light daffodil, and then I did the leaves all in the same green. I noticed that this one I did dark. So I did dark granny apple green, and then this one that I'm holding in my, well, I'm holding both of them. This one that I'm using on my card tonight, I used light granny apple green. So you can see it's just a little bit lighter. But I did use both the light and the dark of the Daffodil Delight for the flowers and the lemons. That's what I'm going to call them, lemons. Okay, so now we are going to layer this onto our Azure Afternoon. And then I have my Lemon Lolly twine, and I'm going to do this the same way that I did that last one, where I'm starting with just a little bit hanging over the top, and I have my thumb holding that down, and then I'm wrapping this around, and I will tie this. Again, I just did a knot. If you want, you could most certainly do a bow. You could also only go around twice rather than 3 times. Then you would have plenty of extra for your bow. And I kind of did this like pushed in. And this is why I didn't do that special wrap necessarily, because now I'm going to like move it over to the edge. And really, like, you could have it on the other side or this side. I almost think I like it on the other side with the knot down. So I'm going to kind of squeeze this, like squeeze my Azure Afternoon cardstock, and then slide this down. Don't paper cut myself on either end as I'm sliding. And I'm going to spread them out just a little bit, just so that they add a little bit more. I don't want them to like disappear into the card. And if you're worried about them falling off, don't worry. I am going to add dimensionals to add this to my card. And I'm going to use dimensionals to secure those. And of course I ran out. That happens a lot, but no dimensional left behind. I use all of that trim of dimensionals. Do you guys do that too? I actually should have only done the 4 corners and not that center one, because I'm going to put this on with dimensionals too. So I'm just going to do like 2 little strips of dimensionals for this piece and call it a day. Go light on this one. Can you believe it? But I really want this one to pop. So that is just going to layer right in the center there. And then I'm just going to trim this. You could also fray those little edges too of the twine. Like you can either like kind of twist it to open it up, or if you kind of just like run your fingernails over it, then it'll kind of do it. Or you can literally, if you have nails, like pull them apart. So you could do like a little frayed end if you wish. And then I added, there's no more blue. So I guess we're going to do yellow. I added some of these right to those little dots that are on the stamped image already. Whoop. My bulldozer. There we go. So I did yellow there instead of the blue because I'm all out of blue. That's that middle missing one. So you can see this one has blue, and it also has The dark granny apple green leaves, and the twine is on the right side. Twine is on the left side, and I use yellow. I don't know. I like the blue dots better, but I think I like the twine on the left side. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. But let me know what you think. And there's the inside. Ooh, I have a really good idea for the envelope. I'm going to show you this. So I don't really want that whole stamped image on the envelope. I really would just love those lemons, right? That's like the theme of it. But I don't want to use that whole greeting. So I'm going to take, oh, I can't take that one. I think I threw away that other one. But I'm going to take this and punch that out. I'll use that for something else. And I'm going to set this down here and stamp through that like a mask. And then we'll still get our lemons. Ooh, this is hard to do though. It's definitely not centered, but I still think we're good because you're not going to notice. Oh, well, let's see if I can line it back up. The middle, I didn't press enough. Because the envelope is lumpy on the corner there. And now it has like a little bit of a shadow effect, but that's okay. I think whenever it's colored, you're not really going to be able to tell anyway. But that fun masking will help you get the one image without getting the other. I will also say I wouldn't recommend doing a lot of blending on the envelope at least. Because I don't want the marker to bleed through. So that's the dark. This is the light, which I'm just using on those flowers. And then, I don't know, we'll use the dark, I guess. I don't know, which one did you guys like better? Did you like the light leaves or the dark leaves? I could also do a little bit of both. So there's half of them done in the dark. And I almost colored like the intertwining of the stem. See, this is why coloring like gives me anxiety, because I almost colored like that right there. But look how cute that is. Fabulous. And now it matches. I know, isn't that masking such a great idea? The crazy things we come up with, right? And there's the inside. So that is card number 3. We have card number 2 and card number 1. Are we loving the bright, fun colors for all these? Because I know I am. Okay. Now, on to card number 4. If you have your packet, it is the white piece. The next card is also white, but the one with bubble bath and the stripes. So if you're stamping along with me with the packet, that's the one that we're on next. This is a super fast class, or at least I feel like I'm going super fast. And here I added coloring in, even though I pre-colored that one for you. So this one has like a kind of a fun fold to it so that it opens with like that little flap. So when it's closed, it's got the white all along, and then you open it up. I felt like this panel was kind of naked, and so I added this piece, and I'm going to show you how I added that piece and why the spacing of it is a little bit funky. And I did struggle with the fact that the stripes go that way and these go that way, so they don't all line up. You know, they don't all go in the same direction. But I thought it was okay. Brad said he thought it was okay. The only thing he didn't like is he didn't like the fact that it was on the edge and not over, but it had to be so that it could be hidden behind that piece. So let's get started. I use thick basic white for the card base. So whenever I use white or vanilla for my card base, I use the thick versus the regular. It's just gives it a little, like, it's just a little bit thicker and gives a little bit more structure to it. One of the other things is if you were to stamp on this, it would be just fine. But if you use Stampin' Blends, it would bleed to the inside on the regular basic white. So if you use thick, then you don't have to worry about it bleeding through or anything like that. Okay, so there's two pieces of bubble bath. And one of them is going to go on the inside with the smallest piece of designer paper. Which the other thing is you could also use the blue, the back side, if you thought that the zigzags were too funky and you didn't want to do that, then you could always use the other side. And this doesn't go top to bottom. There's just a hair. There's an eighth. I normally don't work in eighths, but I had to work in eighths for this one. Whoop. Okay. And then this is going to go on the inside. I don't know why I'm doing this first. Certainly didn't have to. This one is going to go on the front, and it's going to be centered, but we're not going to put adhesive on this side. So one of the things that I like to do whenever I'm doing something like this, where I have a hangover, so I don't want to add adhesive and be like, how far over do I go? Did I go enough? Did I go too much? So in order to avoid that, what I like to do is I put my paper here so that I know how wide I need to go. And I add adhesive top and bottom all along that edge. And then I add adhesive to the other end. I don't know why my adhesive is being funky. So I added adhesive on this far side and then on this far side, and I added just a dab in the middle. It's probably farther over than the middle, but it's enough. So now I know that this piece is going to be secure on both ends without going over the edge. And now I'm just going to add this to my card front. So yeah, that handy dandy tip, make sure, like, now I don't have to worry about it coming through here. I also don't have to worry about like that piece not being secure because I added adhesive too far back. So I put it on the base on this side and on the pink on this side. And then I know it's nice and secure. So then our designer paper, again, you could use whichever side you want. I might cry a little if you hide that fabulous rainbow print though, because I love it so much. And that goes on there. And then this piece, see how naked that little white flap is? You could also add it here if you wanted, if you didn't think that it felt like a naked flap. But if you did, I added this to this flap all the way into the white. And then also, if you're concerned about it showing, what you can also do is line it up with the bubble bath. So it's sticky here. And then you can just fold your card closed. So actually, it didn't. I didn't put it all the way flush to the edge. But now with this one, I have like plenty of room that it's far from the edge. So it's not going to peek out. But there, if you wanted to have it like bordered with the white, which honestly, I really like that. So what I did was I held it on to this because now I know that it's going to be nice and hidden, but yet still on that panel. You love bright colors too? I love that, Colleen. Hi, Boo. I love you. Night-night. So now that is under there, and it's time to do the greeting. So I have, I'm not sure why, I have pre-punched out balmy blue, but I do. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. There's child number 2, who's going to bed now. And we're going to wing it. We'll see. Since I already have it punched out, we're going to stamp it down. Since this doesn't go all the way to the edge, then it's, I don't know, it seems easier to me. I can see through it. The only bad thing is I left it there too long, and the A in appreciate had like a bubble in it. So then it, well, now that A, we're just going to let it go. It's fine. Okay, and then I'm going to take, since I have this one that I punched out for that mask, then I'm going to stamp again, but you could also do a strip. So I'm going to stamp that on white, but like you could also, where's that strip that I had before? You know, I have a million of these. And just stamp it like that. And you could use, you know, whichever one. What I did was I used, because I'm not a good cutter whatsoever, so I used the line of the sunshine as my guide, and I cut along there and along there. Now, of course, if I use the other one, I would have had the edges. It would have gone, you know, all the way across. But what I'm going to do now is add this here, and then I'll trim off the ends. So just a note. And then I'll flip it over and trim off the ends. So now that kind of adds just a little extra fun to the greeting. Really makes that just a note pop, and makes it look a little different than if you were to just have it on the balmy blue, or if you would have just had it on the white. So then I'm going to take this lemon lolly twine and wrap it around my fingers, pull the loops off, twist into a figure 8 into the middle, and then I'm going to add a dab of adhesive there, lay this down. I'm going to pull that back in because I don't want my ends hanging out. And then I'll add dimensionals. I do need more, right? Yeah, I used all of those up. So then I'm going to add dimensionals to secure this just like I want it to be. So I'm going to pull my loops over a little bit. I don't want them to be like specifically all together, but rather like a little bit pulled apart. Again, I really feel like I use so many dimensionals. Oh, thanks, Colleen. They are getting big. Alex is 3. He turned 3 last month, and Claire will be 6 next month. I feel like 6 is big. Like, you know, like whenever you say like you have a kid and you're like 5 and under, oh, 5 and under. And like, granted, she's already in kindergarten. And you know, kindergarten is 5, but like, I can't imagine like 6. It's like, it's a whole nother like decade or something. I mean, it's not, but like, you know, it's like another step, like 5 and under, like, you know, kids eat free, 5 and under, or like 5 and under can't ride the rides, but 6 can. And like, you know, like, oh, you have babies at home, they're 5 and under, and now she's 6. And so I don't know. I feel like that's such a big age, and I can't believe first grade. Like first grade is like real school. I mean, not that kindergarten's not real school, because she goes 5 days and she's learning a lot, and like, you know, it is real school. But like, you know, everybody always thinks like kindergarten is nothing but naps and playground, you know, and stuff like that. Like that's just what's in your head as like the first year. And the ABCs, and you know, and it is, but it's also reading and you know, all this other stuff. But like first grade's like real, like now you're into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, you know, just like I feel like 8th grade is big. And then I feel like high school is big. Of course, around here they have, around a lot of places, they have, middle school. I didn't. We had kindergarten was at one school, and then 1 through 8 was at another school. And so we had an 8th grade graduation, and then you went to high school. Whereas, you know, now it's like middle school and elementary, and I'm always like, which one is that? So it's like K through 2, and then 3, 4, and 5, and then 6, 7, and 8. So there's 3 different schools, and then high school. And then this one, I added all the colors. So I added 5 jewels. I was really jewel happy on this one. Maybe I need a little bit more putty, because this is just not tacky tonight. This is a great way when you do a card like this. It's a great way to use up like the random leftover colors that weren't used in a class or something, or weren't used for another project. You know how like you have a project where it's all purple, everything's purple, I'm going to use all the purple gems, and you're like, what do I do with the leftover blue gems, you know? So here I can kind of mix and match and use the colors that weren't used for other things. And I don't know what to do for this envelope. Any suggestions? I don't know. I guess I could do that "You're wonderful" again. Or I could do the "I appreciate you." You know, I could do "I appreciate you." But up here, hanging down. So, I appreciate you. Super cute. And the inside. And that is card number 4. So then we have 3, 2, and 1. Let me know which one your favorite is so far, and we will get started on card number 5. And this one, again, if you have your packet, it is the other white card. And this one's got a fun fold too. So this one, it looks like this. Super cute. This center part pops out. And so you have this peekaboo look. And it opens to the left and to the right. So there's that fun bird with the cloud paper. But yet it interlocks for that fun peekaboo. And we're going to do that similar to how we did the other one where you punch this out. But I have some major tips and tricks for this one, okay? Got to get your spacing right with this. So this one is pre-scored. The other thing about this is this piece of paper, you can only get one out of a piece because it is 5.5 by 9.5, 9.25. Here, I think I have my measurement notes here. 5.5 by 9.5. So you can only get one piece because you have to go the other way. I know, but it's so fabulous, you guys. Okay. So then we have it scored. It is scored at 1.5 and, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, 1.25 and 5.5. So this piece is 5.5 by 9.5, scored at 1.25 and 5.5. Got it? Okay, then we have designer paper. And the designer paper, again, it's 6 by 6. So there's 1 inch, 2 inches, and then the leftovers, which is 4 inches. So this piece will go on first. If you did want to make them match up, then we're going to do those fabulous polka dots. Makes me sad to cover them up. So we're going to put that down. And then this inside piece, we'll do the one that coordinates next to it. Mostly because the other one's kind of covered up, so it really doesn't matter whether it coordinates or not. So the big piece goes on that right side flap, and then the 2 little pieces go on the front and back of the left side flap. So front, back, and then that one. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and stamp this little flower image in our Memento Black. Don't ask me why I decided to go all the way across. But this would be a good card. Me and Brad write a lot in each other's cards. So this would be a good card for that, or a good card if you were going to use it in the office and a lot of people were going to sign or something like that. Then this would be a perfect card for something like that. And again, I used the thick basic white, so I don't have to worry about bleeding with my Stampin' Blends. You really can't even see that little bitty dot, but I did that in blue. You could also do that in Petal Pink. I did Balmy Blue, Petal Pink, and Soft Seafoam for these. So it's just ever so light. You can really see the leaves. You really can't see those little flower niblets. So there is our base. And then now we have our balmy blue and our white. So I'm actually going to have you adhere these two together before we stamp. So you really just need to adhere the top and the bottom because we're going to stamp and punch out that center. So adhere the two together. And then we're punching first. I know this is a little scary, but the reason why we're punching first is because in order for the punch to reach the center of this image, it needs to go in all the way. And in order for, and then you just kind of line it up side to side and punch. And you're punching through two pieces, so it's kind of tough. But that's also why I didn't want you to adhere these two together, which is why I also have blue pieces for that other card. So the reason why I had you do that is because if you were to stamp first, and if you happen to stamp a little too far over in one direction or diagonal or like this a little, you wouldn't be able to fit the punch in. And then you would end up punching some of your image because it wouldn't line up. So you kind of have to punch first. And then we're going to ink this up in balmy blue. And then we're going to stamp. And that bird is going to fall in the hole. But your happy birthday is going to border all around that. And then we're going to stamp again in Memento Black on this piece. Color it. And it's okay if for some reason, like, you know, you get your bird like not level or something. You could always stamp again on a scrap piece. It's not like you have to use this one. So there's our bird. And let's see, how did I color him? I guess I did the green leaves. And I did a blue bird. I wish I could talk while I colored, but I get so nervous that I'm going to mess up. But I will do a little bit. Couple fabulous things going on right now with Stampin' Up. Right now is the last chance items. Some items are up to 60% off. Stampin' Up! Also added new items to the clearance rack this week. So you can definitely snag. I saw like some Halloween stuff. If you like to get stuff early and at a discount, then you can certainly snag those. Petal Pink I'll use again just for those to add another touch of color for those little dot flowers. And on May 1st, the new annual catalog is coming out. And it's super exciting. The catalog is beautiful. I love it. If you would like a copy of that catalog, then send me a message and I will get one sent out to you this week. Did I? Oh, no, that was the first thing of dimensionals. I was like, did I literally just go through another sheet of dimensionals? No. But that comes out on not Monday, the 1st, which is a Wednesday, I think. And there's new in colors, and they're stunning. Oh, I love them. I love them. Okay, here we go again, where I want you to add adhesive, but stay on the edge, because we're not, like, we're going to put this onto this flap flush with the opening of this image here. So when we add adhesive, we're adding adhesive along this side. I don't have tear and tape, but I would love tear and tape for this. That way I know I'm on that side, and it's also super strong to hold on like a working mechanism sort of thing. So up and down, centered-ish, and then right there, interlocking. And then this is just going to puzzle piece right in. And it might kind of like notch a little bit, but that's okay. And again, we could try to do that, that peekaboo look. Did I throw away my... I did. I threw away my mask again. Let's try it this time. I think this time... No, I'll still do it right here. Trying to push like really hard. Oh yeah, and see, that one came out perfect. I don't know what was up with that other one where the bump in it didn't work. But I'll go ahead and I will color that after the fact. As you guys can see, that's what it's going to look like. It also looks really pretty just in black. But you could certainly color it in as well. Oh, wait, my jewels! How could I forget the jewels? Not there. Saved. I don't know, I might just do 3 jewels on this one. You could also do, well, this is a line, not a dot, but you could have done something like on the sides there too. So this is card number 5. Let me know which one your favorite one is from all the cards that we did tonight. I will bring them all back in. This is, like I said, card number 5. Card number 4. Card number 3 with the lemons or oranges, whatever you want to call that. Card number 2. And card number 1. And that is the Filled with Happiness April 2024 card class. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these, as well as the tips and tricks that I shared throughout this class. Again, I do have 2 kits, or at least I did before I got on. 2 kits left if you want the pre-cut card stock and all the jewels and everything to create these cards. Then you can certainly sign up for that. There's a link in the description for a Google form, so you can sign up for that. And then also you can go to Etsy, LaurasStampPad.com, .etsy.com, link in the corner there. And you can get the PDF tutorial. That's for instant download, so you can get that right away if you're feeling inspired and ready to create these cards now, or even just get the layouts to be able to use with any sort of stamp set that you would like, or any sort of punch would also work too. So you can snag that. There's also oodles and oodles of other ones that you can find on my Etsy page too. So enjoy shopping all of those different card classes that I have. And of course, you can always go to my playlist on YouTube and check out the playlist for online card classes and rewatch any of those for free as many times as you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, let me show you the beauty. Oh, there's my other sheets of dimensionals. They were underneath this. This is the new annual catalog that launches on May 1st. Again, if you'd like a copy of this catalog, then just let me know. Shoot me a message and I will get you this catalog right to your mailbox as soon as possible because it's almost May. So crazy. Anyway, I hope you guys will have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for stamping with me this evening. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy stamping. Bye.